People often ask the question, is the American dream dead? I believe the moment we stop dreaming, we might as well be. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, the creator of American Dream TV, a national TV show centered around real estate, lifestyle, and culture. A real show showing you real neighborhoods from real professionals. Today, we're going to take you all across the country, showing you why we live in the greatest country on the planet. Let's get this show started right now. Welcome to the American Dream.
The American Dream.
You're watching The American Dream.
The American Dream.
Showing you the real estate, the lifestyle, the culture.
Let's get this party started right now.
Let's go do this.
It is heating up once again.
We're the Davids going up against the Goliath. Real stories in real neighborhoods with real experts.
The staple of the neighborhood. Can't wait to present it to you.
It's all about lifestyle.
In your community.
That's what this show, The American Dream, is all about. Cheers to your American Dream.
What comes to mind when you think about opera? Maybe elegant ball gowns, sophisticated older crowd, or dramatic songs in foreign languages seem a little out of reach? I'm Janet Souza with the American Dream TV, and today we're gonna break down some of those stereotypes and share with you how we do opera here in San Jose. I'm here with Tara Branham, and she is the Director of Patron Experiences here at Opera San Jose. She is going to be taking us on a tour throughout this space that is not at the California Theater, but is at their offices in San Jose. So this is where we rehearse. Right now we are between productions, but normally when we are in production, we have sets, we have props. This entire side of the space is full. And this is where I spent the better part of 3 years when I was the resident stage director. So Tara, tell us a little bit about the Artists in Residence program and what that's all about here at Opera San Jose.
Absolutely. The Artist in Residence program here at Opera San Jose was the brainchild of the founder, Irene Dallas, to come try out sometimes role debuts, things they've never done before, in a space that has a little bit more rehearsal time. So thank you, Tara, for your time and for showing us these wonderful spaces and everything that Opera San Jose has and does for our community. And thank you so much for all you do for Opera San Jose. We are truly grateful. Thank you so much. It's been a beautiful opportunity, and I can't wait to continue developing my relationship to San Jose.
Shauna, we are so excited to have you here and share with us a little bit about Opera San Jose, you being the General Director and CEO. One of the things that we often hear about is this myth that opera isn't really relevant today and it's really more for the elites of the world. How does Opera San Jose kind of dispel all that?
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, Opera America just did this big survey about first-time opera goers, you know, folks who had never come and experienced the art form before. And universally, the response was for those who tried opera, it was like a 99% love rate. In that way, I feel so passionately that opera belongs to every person. It speaks to all people in all time periods.
You have been such a gem. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, thanks for the opportunity to talk to you.
To spend time in here and see your offices and see kind of all the stuff you do, your costume area, your digital studio. This has been such an honor, such a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for coming and visiting us, and we will look forward to seeing you at the California Theater for Bluebeard and Zorro.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We're here at Il Fornaio restaurant, located right next door to California Theater. And
and right downtown San Jose in the Westin Hotel. This is my go-to place after a theater performance in downtown, and especially after the opera. So joining me today at Il Fornaio restaurant is the Chief Marketing Officer and President of Il Fornaio, Ted Laymon. Ted, you've been with Il Fornaio for many years and started here in San Jose. Can you share a little bit about the history of Il Fornaio here as well as its roots in Italy?
Sure. Thank you for coming and thank you for being here. So I started at Il Fornaio 31 years ago, and we started in 1987 as a restaurant company here. But our roots are back in thousands of years, actually, because when you look at the authentic part of Italian cooking and hospitality and experience, that's what we bring here, as well as to all of our other locations. We just love it. We make all of our pasta fresh every day in-house. So we want everyone to enjoy our fresh pasta. Our rigatoni alla vodka is our #1 selling dish. Fresh rigatoni pasta, bacon, vodka, cream tomato sauce with a little grana padano on it. It is a wonderful, timeless, great dish.
So Ted, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing all the history of this beautiful restaurant and the specialties that you have, and for making this always the perfect finale to a day at the opera.
Right, well, again, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you prior to the opera and afterwards as well.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What an incredible day it's been here in San Jose. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey with the American Dream TV. I hope today's segment has inspired you to look at opera in a whole new light and maybe even taken a show or two at Opera San Jose. Until next time, I'm Janet Souza. See you soon.
I'm in the place named the most diverse city in America, but this isn't New York, Miami, or Los Angeles. Today, I'm in Oakland, California, specifically the Laurel District, a neighborhood that is the perfect microcosm of the city that I like to call home. With an amazing diversity of people, neighborhoods, geography, culture, and my favorite, food, this city has an astounding variety, sure to surprise the uninitiated. So let's go tour the Laurel. I'm your host and local realtor, Spencer Mills. Welcome to Selling the East Bay on American Dream TV. Whatever your day calls for, the Laurel's got it covered. Pick up some local artist-inspired threads at Beast Oakland, family-owned and operated since 2014. Pick up all your hardware needs at the local Ace Hardware, a staple of the neighborhood since 1921. Perhaps you want to get a workout in at my gym, Planet Fitness, or you need a chiropractic adjustment at The Source, voted best chiro in Oakland multiple years in a row. Nothing speaks to the diversity of a community like its restaurants, and the Laurel is packed with options. In the mood for delicious American barbecue? Visit the famous Everett & Jones. Have a hankering for a beer? Visit Ghost Town Brewing for a house-crafted pint, or visit Degrees Plato, a tap room and bottle shop with a wide assortment of independent beers, wines, and ciders, coupled with a menu of Oakland-style tortas, tacos, and snacks. Dining in? Visit your local Farmer Joe's for all your organic produce and more. Perhaps you're a little more upscale. Enjoy Joe's Modern Thai, awarded the Michelin Bib Gourmand distinction for the last 3 years. Or perhaps you're a breakfast and brunch enthusiast like me, and if that's the case, we have a special treat for you today as we're going inside Sequoia Diner, my vote for best brunch in the Bay Area. Homemade jams, hot sauces, and cocktails are just the beginning. The menu will more than satisfy your need for classic Americana with its breakfast sandwich, hash, or my favorite, the biscuit and gravy. And in true diner fashion, the staff are warm and welcoming while often serving lines out the door. Let's talk to owner and head chef Andrew Venari about his nearly decades-old decision to open in the Laurel and his amazing menu. Welcome to Selling the East Bay. I'm standing here with head chef and owner of Sequoia Diner, Andrew Venari. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Very welcome.
So, number one, what made you choose the Laurel?
Well, it's a great neighborhood, as you can see. It's a really strong, tight-knit community.
Very cool. very cool. I mean, definitely affordable when we talk about, you know, other parts of Oakland that are really expensive for sure. I feel like the menu here is a perfect example of the diversity of the community in general. So where do you draw the inspiration?
Really, the inspiration is the customer base and what they asked for, what they want to eat, you know?
Again, with a diversity of choice, you've got staples like mimosas. You also have like Irish coffees, tequila and rum variations. Did you hire a mixologist, number one? And kind of you really went for it with the drink menu. So
when I bring people on that are excited about things, like bar manager or general manager, they both are really creative, and you know, we see what people like and we just go with that.
What's next for Sequoia Diner? It's not one. It's not something on the list, but I'm kind of inspired to ask because you've been here almost a decade. You know, so do you envision yourself here another decade? Like,
well, you know, I mean, I'm doing my best to just do what we're doing right now, and I wish I could say it was easy, but I think we're doing pretty good with what we have.
For sure.
I think the natural evolution will be open for dinner, and that is something that presents a whole set of challenges that we're trying to figure out right now.
Okay, well, we look forward to that because I will be stopping by for dinner the second that you are open for it. And thank you so much for talking with us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers. So that's all for today from the Laurel and Sequoia Diner. Remember to keep living your American dream, supporting your community, and together, we've got this.
Hi, we're in Santa Rosa, California at the Luther Burbank Center for the Arts. I'm your host, Brian Flynn of the American Dream TV. Tonight, we're going to learn more about the Northern Lights Art Walk. Let's go on over to the Sculpture Garden. We're over here at the Sculpture Garden at the Luther Burbank Center for the Arts. Lauren, thank you for joining us here this evening. Please give us an idea of what you do here.
My role here is the Associate Director of Marketing, Data, and Communications. So I make sure that we are communicating with the community about all of the really amazing programming that we have going on here at the Luther Burbank Center. The Luther Burbank Center for the Arts is a nonprofit organization, and a huge part of our mission, along with bringing live performance to the community, is to also bring visual arts and arts education as well to local kids and families in the community.
I know this place opened originally in 1981 and it's been through a lot of changes. What was the concept behind this winter nightlight art walk?
So 3 years ago, we realized that we really wanted to highlight more of our visual arts program, started ramping it up a bit more in recent years, and we just thought that we have this amazing resource in the Sculpture Garden. It's a shared resource between Sutter Health, the hospital, and the LBC. It's a great way for patients of the hospital and visitors and their staff to enjoy a respite in between some stressful times. The LBC patrons and visitors and staff also use it consistently. And we just thought that it would be a really amazing space to bring some light in the dark months and create some free entertainment for families in the area to come out on, a winter night and enjoy some really amazing, beautiful lights and artwork and kind of create memories together.
I know my fiance Kayleen and I have been here for the last 2 years. We'll be back again to see it, and we do photo ops and have all sorts of fun with it. And you see all the little kids running around. It's actually it's awesome.
Yeah, it's been really popular. We're really grateful for the community support that we've received, and also for the generous donations that we've received, some from the community. This year we're really grateful for Sutter Health for being a sponsor of Northern Lights. As a nonprofit, it's really helpful to have the support.
Well, this is your 3rd year. What does the future hold? Does this kind of continue?
Yeah, we hope so. We are always planning. I'm always out looking for different ideas, for different installation ideas, and trying to see what else we can add in years to come. You know, we want it to be different every year. We want it to be exciting. We also want to keep those fan favorites. This tree, rope light tree we had last year. We knew we had to bring it back this year, but next year it'll probably be a little bit different. And we are also extremely grateful to be able to partner with the Santa Rosa Junior College. The 3D design classes and sculpture classes have created sculpture for us every year to be a part of this installation, and we really hope that we'll be able to continue doing that as well.
You mentioned some ideas are submitted by different students, and then one's chosen. You said something about a high school student winning design for a bridge last year at the junior college this year?
Yeah, so 2 years ago we started doing a community bridge design. Again, we're really trying to bring the community in. We want the community to feel a part of it. We want them to feel invested in this as their own. And so one of the bridges every year, we ask for submissions and proposals for design, and we judge them, you know, go get the final 3, and then we post it on social media, and our social media followers pick the final one, the final bridge design. From there, my team sort of brings it to life using lights and other art materials. And so yes, last year we had sort of a winter wonderland, Candyland kind of theme that was submitted by a high school student. So she won. And then this year it's sort of a Magic on the Bayou, you know, New Orleans swamp sort of theme, and that was submitted by a JC student.
And I heard the jazz music walking through there earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the jazz music is on all the time. And we hope to continue that. So please, you know, start thinking now. During the summer is when we start asking for submissions for the bridge design.
Well, thank you so much for educating us on this. I can't wait to see it tonight for the 3rd year in a row. And we just thank you so much for joining us on American Dream TV. Oh yeah, a little bit of jazz going on. Thanks again for joining us. My name's Brian Flynn, your host. We'll see you next time on The American Dream.
Welcome to another exciting episode of The American Dream, located right here in Stockton, California. I am your host and finance expert, Dan Souza, and this is my great friend and realtor, Erica Holstrom Garces. And today's episode is all about community and that sense of belonging that we all yearn for.
Thank you, Daniel. I'm so excited to be able to showcase one of the best kept secrets in North Stockton, and that's Copper Mill. Come along with us. Thank you, Daniel, for having me out here to talk about Copper Mill.
You bet.
I can say it's one of the best kept secrets because I used to live here. Copper Mill is actually about 120 semi-custom built homes, and I was one of the first families to live out here. As soon as the community started to fill up, so many families, our kids were out in the street playing, we became great friends, and it wasn't long after that Podesta Ranch Elementary opened just down the way. Our kids had an amazing experience at a brand new school. The events we had there brought everyone out from the neighborhood, and we participated in harvest festivals and spring Easter egg hunts. So then the road Whistler Way actually connected all the way to Lower Sac. And there are businesses up there that began to open up a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, it's endless because now families can walk, they can bike, they can, you know, late at night it's safe. There's restaurants, there's dojos, there's all kinds of things. And there's this great popular restaurant, pizza place, I can't remember the name.
It's Fired Pizza.
That's right.
And it's delicious.
Well, I'd love to check it out.
We should.
Let's go.
So Daniel, fun fact, Daniel and Sarah, owners of Fired, they actually moved into Copper Mill about 9 years ago. I sold them their house.
No way.
I know, way before pizza was their dream. And now look, it's so inspiring to see what they've created in this amazing neighborhood. Let's go in and check it out.
I can't wait to check it out. Let's go.
Sarah, thank you so much for having us at Fired Pizza. It's delicious food. We have the best time when we're here. A lot of our friends come here. They make it here even more than I do because they're just down the street.
Yeah.
It seems the community has really embraced you guys.
Yeah, we've definitely become a fantastic neighborhood spot.
I love to see that. So I've known you for a few years before pizza.
Yeah.
And I have this question. When did the love of pizza start?
You know, I think I am a child of the 90s, as is my husband, and we grew up watching, you know, cult classics, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, the classic cheese pull, and being able to have a business where you're doing something you love with your partner. I mean, pizza was the obvious choice for us.
That's amazing. And it brings people in all the time.
It does. It's a comfort food.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, when you're opening a business in this town, there's other areas that I think people would naturally gravitate towards. But you didn't.
No,
you chose this place. Why here?
You know, I believe we are Stockton born and bred, and we feel like when you think about how you want to see change, you should really start in your own backyard. We live here and we want to see the fruits of our labor here in our backyard. And so this was an obvious choice for us.
That's awesome. That's great. Okay, Sarah, so your family here, your staff, I see the shirts and it says, "We make pizza the hard way."
We do.
I gotta know, what is that?
Well, we're big gamblers. No, you know, we say we make pizza the hard way because you can make pizza really cheap and you can make pizza really easy. We take a different approach. All of our ingredients are fresh. They're, you know, very intentional in where we source our products from. And then down to the wood. All of our wood comes from our property or is sourced locally. We chop it ourselves, we stack it ourselves. The wood that we choose and how we age it also, you know, affects the type of pizza. And so everything from the beginning to the end, we do it the hard way.
That's so great. That's awesome.
And it shows how delicious it is, every bite.
On behalf of myself, my good friend Erica, and our new family here at Fired, we thank you for joining us here tonight. I hope that you leave inspired, not only in the communities where our family lives and our friends, but this lovely restaurant. They have a new monthly menu every single month. Come give Fired a try. Keep dreaming big, savor every moment, and stay tuned for a future episode on the American Dream.
Which Bay Area city was known as the City of Beautiful Homes 100 years ago? I'm your host, Chris Eckert, and today we're going to visit two historic neighborhoods in San Mateo, California. Christina, thank you for meeting me today.
My pleasure.
Well, I understand that you are an architectural historian and you live in the city of San Mateo, right?
That's right.
So why don't you tell us a little about the city of San Mateo?
My pleasure. Well, San Mateo has a really long history. It started in 1793 as a mission outpost, and it acquired a stagecoach stop in 1849, which was, of course, the year that gold was discovered and people really coming to California. The railroad came through in 1863, and then the town incorporated in 1894. So the development of San Mateo didn't really begin until the 1920s, when these large estates were sold and subdivided into new residential neighborhoods. And that's when downtown San Mateo also really kind of came into its own. And I will tell you, this downtown is hopping on especially a Friday or Saturday night. There's so many people here. It's really a lively place to be.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for the overview of the downtown. How about we get out of the downtown district and let's head over to one of the residential neighborhoods, okay?
Sounds great.
All right, let's go. So Christina, behind us is the historic Glazenwood neighborhood. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so right behind us we have the pillars of glazed wood, and they're in the Spanish colonial revival style, which matches most of the houses that were built inside the neighborhood. Glazed wood has a really interesting kind of long history. One of the estates, this one was owned by a man named Alvinza Hayward. He bought this property in San Mateo, and then in 1880 he built an enormous Victorian mansion. So Alvinza Hayward died in 1904, and his mansion and the immediate property were converted into a luxurious hotel called the Peninsula Hotel. And then the rest of his 800 acres was subdivided into residential neighborhoods. So the hotel property was converted into its own subdivision, and that was glazed wood. In 1995, the city of San Mateo recognized this neighborhood, Glazed Wood, as a historic district eligible for listing in the National Register of Historic Places.
Well, what exactly is a historic district?
It's a great question. It is a geographic area, often a neighborhood or a subdivision, that is identified as historically significant. And it's really about the collection of buildings that convey that reason for significance.
What does it mean to live in a historic district?
So historic districts are often honorary. It's about pride of place and history and community. So if you live in a historic district, your investment may be protected. There are also sometimes incentives for living in historic districts. Some cities in California have, which provide a tax incentive, a tax break.
And I have done the research to show that the prices in this neighborhood increase 26% more and then 41% more on average than similar period homes in the rest of Hayward Park. So there is a benefit price-wise, appreciation-wise, to living in a historic neighborhood. What are some of the common misconceptions of living in a historic district? And the reason I say that is I've heard people say you cast the neighborhood in amber when it's designated historic.
So it isn't true that you can't do anything with your house. If you are in a historic district, you can actually do plenty of things. You can add on to it. You can certainly change your interior. One thing that's important to note, there's a little bit more allowance for change compared to if you had an individually designated historic building that's really scrutinized a little bit more. And actually the downtown historic district is a good example of this. There's been plenty of change, but it still retains its significance.
You mentioned about being able to remodel a house in a historic district. This house behind us is actually a perfect example of that. They have enclosed the porch, they pushed the front door out, they put new windows on, they put a big balcony on the side of the house. So they've done a lot of remodeling to it, to the exterior, but yet kept the same feel of it and didn't have any problems with the city making those changes. Well, Christina, thank you so much. I've learned so much about the history of San Mateo that I didn't even know before, so I really appreciate you sharing this time with us.
My pleasure.
I'm your host, Chris Eckert, and this is The American Dream.
Welcome to The American Dream. I'm your host, Charlie Bates. Come along with me today as we check out Yuba City's newest coffee shop. So we're at the Village Coffee Shop today with David and Denise. So tell me guys, this is a brand new coffee shop in Yuba City. So tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Go for it, honey, take the lead.
We just wanted to create a place that was welcoming, an inviting atmosphere that's comfortable. That people want to come and hang out and bring their friends and meet here and stay a while and study. So far it's been amazing. It's been a really nice experience the past couple weeks.
So notice in the name, it says coffee shop and bistro.
Correct.
So what's the bistro portion?
The bistro will be coming soon. Our vision is to implement bistro nights in the future.
Okay.
Being able to utilize the outside area. David is a really skilled landscaper when it comes to plants. He's just incredible, as you can see when you look around here.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So the idea is to have private dinners and really play into that. So the bistro will be.
So will it be open for dinners generally, or is it going to be more for private events?
It will be open generally. We'll have a couple days a week that we have that.
Okay, and that's going to be springtime, summertime,
yes, correct.
indoor, outdoor?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And as far as the coffee shop goes, what's your guys' specialty? Are you guys doing your own beans, bringing them in? What are we doing there?
We use Camilla Coffee Roastery, which is up in Sac on our street. They roast beans fresh for us. They can handle just the load that we need, and they give us a stellar product within 24 hours from roast to bagging it. They have a special blend that they made for the village, so that's exciting.
So you guys have your own blend?
We have our own blend, yeah.
Awesome.
And we have that on drip. You can also buy those bags. We have a website that has those bags listed on there.
Okay, so I can buy online, buy in store, make my own coffee at home, or come in. And what's your specialty drink? What's the one thing that you guys are?
The most popular drink that we do is a latte, a vanilla latte.
So vanilla latte is the thing, huh?
That is the thing, yes.
And then as far as like on the bakery side, do you guys do custom things, or is it mostly just what's in the case, what's available?
At this location, it's what's in the case, what's available. We will eventually get into doing ordering, but with us being new, I think the best thing is to
Start slow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not overwhelm our team.
And what are the favorite items out of the case that you guys have here?
The most popular have been the croissants and the danishes, but our breakfast burritos have been a bestseller, as well as the bagel witches. So our breakfast items seem to really be taking off. And I've noticed people are coming here for breakfast.
Okay.
And coffee, or they're just getting breakfast and digging in.
Something we didn't expect, and we're excited about that.
So you thought you were opening a coffee shop and it's a breakfast spot, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
And are most people getting it to go, or are they hanging out here and
Both. It's kind of an even medley. It just depends, but I've noticed a lot of people do take it to go, which is nice. They're wanting to implement us into their day, and so that means we're doing something right.
And families are coming and sitting on the weekends, and we might have to add some more seating in there for that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're also pushing through till spring so folks can eat outside as well.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are kind of in the Hillcrest area, which is kind of a more community neighborhood area of Yuba City. Are you attracting mostly within the neighborhood, or people coming from out town to get to you guys?
You know what? So far, it's been the neighborhood, right?
Definitely been the neighborhood, but there's folks that have stuck this out, that are for other areas and stuff, and we're on Google.
So we just need to let everybody know that this is the neighborhood to hang out in and get your guys' coffee.
I think so. It's a really nice little neighborhood. We like it.
And then you said you're into like the flowers and the plants. Are you guys selling those, or you guys are just doing that in the store?
At this time, we actually have a thing on Wednesdays where you bring a plant in and we give you a latte in exchange. So last week was a grand buzz, and this week not as many as last week, but we did get this plant right here today.
So it's trade a plant for a latte.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they get to come and visit it. I mean, a lot of the people who do come in have been repetitively coming in, and so it's nice because they can come and actually spot out their plant.
So I'm not really a green thumb. So if my plant's like half dead, does that still count, or is it?
It has to be quiet. I don't know. We might be able to bring it back to life, but
you can walk in with a straight face and give it to me. I'll give you a drink.
You'll take it. Okay. Awesome.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the American Dream TV. We created this show to combat negative media, to show that the American Dream is alive and well by showing you real stories in real neighborhoods. Thank you so much for watching the show, and cheers to your American Dream.